morning. Welcome back, people. It's been a while, and
Hi.
yeah, Our Dayan is with us tonight,
Yes.
and
Hello.
wow, it's been a while, man. And Happy New Year to all of you. I know it's been 2 weeks, 1 week and a half, I guess. So of this new year, bad news, but finally, some good news
This is some of my favorite news.
so far.
Yeah.
So let's just begin with the Lucasfilm games. So we're right here in the StarWars.com news, Lucasfilm games, and Lucasfilm games begins a new era. This is like a new hope.
Yeah.
It's like a new hope. So it continues saying Lucasfilm's legacy in gaming stretches back decades, and with Lucasfilm and the galaxy far, far away, entering a new and unprecedented phase of creativity. So will the world of Lucasfilm games, developed in collaboration with the finest studios across the industry. So I continue saying, it's thrilled to reveal that Lucasfilm Games is now the official identity for all gaming titles from Lucasfilm. That is one of the things that are really important. A name that encompasses the company's rich catalog of video games and its eye towards the future. To mark this new era, Lucasfilm Games has launched social channels on Twitter, etc., which will deliver breaking news and more directly to fans. Finally, they're looking at us, man.
Finally.
You can watch a special sizzle. Yeah, that was the video here down here, and you can watch it whenever you like. It's 1 minute and 53 seconds, and it's a little bit of glimpse of what we have already have, and just a little bit.
Yeah.
1 second, a fraction.
That's what I was telling Zyber. Yeah. I mean, okay. It does scratch the surface. This teaser trailer just covers, like, it just shows off footage, uh, from all these games recently, and it does scratch the surface. But there is a single second where they bring up and show off Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, which is one of my most all-time favorite games on the face of the planet.
Yes.
So that's why the single second there. Yeah.
It's uh I feel really happy about this news. They first started with the Indiana Jones thing. I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, that
Uh,
was yesterday already.
so they gave it to Bethesda, a studio in Bethesda, and we do not know if it's gonna be an exclusive or it's gonna be, uh, you know, multi-platform, because we all know that Microsoft bought Bethesda and all the studios. So we do not know yet if that Indiana Jones will actually be an exclusive game. Although I'm actually talking about this because Lucasfilm is also with the Indiana Jones game. So
Yeah.
that was the first thing that they came up yesterday, and then 24 hours later, we got the Ubisoft announcement. And even though I have bits of concerns, but let's go ahead and read the article in freaking Kotaku. So, Ubisoft is partnering with the newly launched Lucasfilm Games to make an open world game based in the Star Wars universe, Wired reports. This apparently signals the end of EA's previous exclusivity deal regarding the development of Star Wars video games. Okay, let's just get this clear. EA will still make video games of Star Wars video games. They're just going to lose their exclusivities of them only making Star Wars games. Okay. All right. Keep on. It's moreover. It says Ubisoft Massive, the studio behind the Division. Although I do not like the Division games. I don't know about you, Dan. I do not like the
Yeah,
Division
not a
games.
fan either.
So that's my little bit concern there. Keep on reading. We'll be leading development on the new Star Wars adventure with Julien. I do not know how to pronounce that last
I don't
name.
either.
Who oversaw the Division 2 and the crew as creative director. Wired also reports that the game will make use of Ubisoft Massive Snowdrop engine. I'm not also a fan of the engine either, since it's a Division 2 engine.
Uh,
The same one used to the Division 2, yeah. But said Lucasfilm Games hasn't yet revealed when and where in the Star Wars universe the game will take place. That's that's a good thing, since we do not know. There's nothing confirmed, but we can actually make some speculations, but not too high. Okay, I'm going to skip that shit. And Ubisoft CEO, what the heck?
Guillemot.
Yeah, Guillemot.
Yeah.
Who's
I remember his last name. I don't remember. It's just Ubisoft CEO.
Yeah.
He's gone on stage like every single time Ubisoft has had something that they've done at E3.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot of times, so you already know who it is. So
It's French.
It's French, exactly. Their English is, yeah. So, whose company last year faced a wave of allegations of sexual misconduct and abuse triggering a massive shake up in organizational and creative leadership, described the upcoming game, The Wired, as an original Star Wars adventure that is different from anything that has been done before. EA had previously snagged an exclusive deal to develop Star Wars games back in 2013. Although, now that I know that this was a deal for 10 freaking years for EA,
10 years.
it's too much for a company. I don't know about you, Dan. I feel it's too much for exclusivity for a company that, man, I don't know. It's too
That
much.
was bad.
It was a bad idea.
Everybody is happy that EA doesn't have a hold on it anymore. Everybody's happy about this.
Exactly.
There was always room for more people to do it.
Exactly.
Or to at least give it to somebody else better if for some
Exactly.
reason it had to be just one.
Exactly. Like, shortly after Disney purchased Lucasfilm. Yeah, because Disney purchased Lucasfilm back in 2012, maybe. Then 2013, they got announced that they had the rights of the logo and everything else. And then Disney just went for, we want more money on on the video game industry, and they just hired EA. Bad idea. So it continues saying it now appears two terms of the deal have expired or changed. According to Wired report, EA will still continue to develop Star Wars game, but Lucasfilm Games, a new gaming label rolled out earlier this week, will be overseeing the production of other Star Wars games as well. They did not immediately respond to a request for a comment. Yesterday, Lucasfilm Games also announced a collaboration with Bethesda Machine Games to make a new Indiana Jones game, like we all said. So, yeah, almost done here. Okay. Prior to Disney shutting down the original LucasArts, it had been working on a number of new Star Wars games, including Star Wars 1313 and Star Wars First Assault. Since the beginning of the exclusivity deal, EA has released Star Wars Battlefront 1, 2, which, holy shit, what the fuck? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which, okay, that's, I like that game.
Great game, and you more so have Respawn Entertainment to thank for that one.
Exactly. And last year's is Star Wars Squadrons. which was also a decent game. During that time, it also notably canceled an ambitious Star Wars games being created by Uncharted writer Amy Hennig and Visceral Games. Yeah, I do remember that, and I think you and me and you, me and I think we did a podcast about that like at
We
least
did.
2 years ago. I do
We
remember we
did.
were really angry about it. So maker of Dead Space, before going on to close the studio completely, EA Battlefront 2 was also the epicenter of a global backlash against loot boxes. Duh.
We'll never forget.
Yep. Alright, skipping to meanwhile, Ubisoft Massive taking on an open world Star Wars project which Ward points out is still very early in development, seemingly leaves the future of the Division series in limbo. Of course, we do not want to see another Division. We don't care. We don't care. The Swedish studio is also currently working on a video game adaptation of James Cameron's Avatar, which I don't care either. Which Ubisoft announced last year would be delayed until 2022. I don't care. All right. So, I think we'll just leave it here for this article. Your thoughts, Dan?
Everybody's happy about this. There was always room for more people. Nobody in like the gaming community, and yeah, we talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
Already in podcasts past, like way back when, like even when this was first
Yeah.
happening with Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah.
This is a great thing.
Indeed.
I don't even know where you begin on it. Like, it almost feels like repeating myself from last time, but I guess it's been a while. I wish I could just have like a list. It's of like the volume of games, the number of games that have come out over like a period of time.
Right.
With EA, it was Star Wars Jedi Knight Fallen Order, Battlefront 1 and 2. Can debate about how much 2 added and what that just added as a whole.
Yeah.
And then Squadrons. So I think saying even 4 is generous.
Right.
And then mobile games if you really want to count those.
Yeah.
Which that was annoying too, that they were in the sizzle reel.
Indeed.
Not that there's anything wrong with mobile games and stuff, but they're just not for me.
Not for me
I
either,
get that
but-
makes you money and
Yeah.
whatever, but this is Star Wars.
Exactly.
All right, it deserves talented people and
Yes.
big budgets.
Yes.
Because it's one of the biggest media franchises on the planet. It deserves that attention.
Exactly the point. The reason why I think Disney just like, you know what? We just made a mistake.
It's been 8 or 9 years, and like they're bailing on the 10-year exclusivity
Exactly.
contract.
They're like, maybe
That
we went
there's
too
not
far.
enough.
Exactly.
Like even for EA, who's big, like there just deserves to be more. Like there's an entire galaxy out there.
It's the Star Wars lore just goes so beyond just lightsaber and shooting lasers. We saw that in the Mandalorian, season
Yeah.
1 and 2, and they
Which I
were
love.
just
I
precious.
love more than the sequel movies.
exactly
way.
exactly the point. And
For me to
one
get my opinion out there.
one thing, exactly one thing. Like we all know that Disney actually demands to make good Star Wars games because they ain't doing shit. But looking at Disney should be looking at itself and like, you better do better with the Obi-Wan and the rest of the spin-off, because all you do with the freaking sequels, they were you nitpick a lot, Disney, but you have to look at yourself. You have to look yourself in the mirror and look what you did with the sequels. I'm gonna just leave that out there. Continue with the video games. So, right now, we have this Lucasfilm Games freedom right now because this is the new thing. This is a new era, just like they said, and I like it because right now one of these developers are making an Indiana Jones, and a developer like Ubisoft is making a new Star Wars game. It's one thing. There's gonna be at least more studios making more Star Wars. Although, there's one thing that I really want to point out that Corey Barlog, the I think was the director and also the one of the developers of the latest God of War, and yeah, he is. He stated on December, he said, if someone isn't working on a great single player Mandalorian game where you play a bounty hunter flying your ship from system to system, picking up bounties, upgrading your Beskar armor, and getting into adventures, then I really don't know what the hell we're doing here. This was back in December. I don't
I,
know.
you
I
know,
mean, we're
now that you bring that up, I vaguely remember that.
yeah, and like another developer was just uh, like
We
on the
tried.
same page. Like I'm like, this could actually happen? I don't know because I know he is actually working on the new um, God of War Ragnarok. Who knows, man? Who knows if we're gonna have a Lucasfilm game from Cory Balrog at this, and a decent future. I mean, like a God of War, like you know, uh, Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's
When you brought that up, Zyber, I was vaguely remembering that because, this is hearsay. It's Twitter
it,
and
it is
whatever.
it is it is
But
yeah.
I thought I saw like in the thread that there was another developer who's like, we tried doing that and they shut it down. And I thought it was a claim from an individual who was working on Star Wars 1313 before it got canned,
Exactly.
if I understood it right.
Right.
Now that's complete. I can't solidify that was exactly the case because it's like Twitter, so take it with a grain of salt. But that's entirely possible.
It is. I mean, and these people are not far from developing games because we're talking about directors, video game developers that are really high class on Sony's part because Cory Balrog is from Santa Monica Studio. That's a first party studio from Sony, and I'm here like if Bethesda is an exclusive for I don't know Microsoft, they might have an exclusive for Indiana Jones and also some other Star Wars game. Maybe in the future we can get an exclusive game of Star Wars on the PlayStation 5. Who knows? I don't know. This is just me thinking that these comments on Twitter may be just maybe it's just me, but I don't know. It's we're talking about Cory Balrog here, man.
Mm.
We're talking about God of War. It's something that it was very revolutionary and it won Game of the Year. It's something that Lucasfilms could at least see something from that studio, Santa Monica, and see like, hey, you know what? Let's just give this type of Star Wars IP for this studio, and let's see what they can do with it. Just like they did with Ubisoft. Even Ubisoft is a third party. We all know that's coming out on every platform. But hey, you never know because Bethesda right now has an Indiana Jones. We don't know if that's gonna be exclusive or not. You get what I mean? So
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to that
yeah,
as well. By
it's
the way.
I mean, I would like a Mandalorian game. Like I so love the
Oh, most
freaking
of all, yes.
it's precious, such a really good series. It's just like I said, it's not just the lightsabers or lasers. This is about the lore. This is about the deep inside of the galaxy, the characters. It's just more than just that, and that's what
No,
the
yeah, I
Mandalorian.
agree with you so much. Like, it doesn't always have to be about the Jedi and lightsabers.
Exactly. It's it's just wow, that last season of the Mandalorian just brought me back to just like this is why I love Star Wars, and Disney needs to look at that and be like, hey, this worked. Let's just make more money out of good work, you know? Unlike, going back to EA, like, it's been years with EA, and they have done how many games? Like, three, four? Four of them? Uh,
Might as well say four.
four? So it's,
Did you get that before this whole mess started? There were so many. There was so many.
oh my gosh, it's. They
And it
just.
wasn't like like when you think of like yearly releases now,
Mm-hmm.
you think I'm not saying Star Wars games were a yearly release, but this just has me going down this train of thought, right?
Right.
Call of Duty gets a game like every single year. People just joke, oh, same thing.
Exactly, same thing. Yeah.
Like every single time. Nobody ever thought that with how often Star Wars games were coming out because
Yeah.
all of them were so crazy unique.
Exactly. Yeah. It's. Yeah. It's very. When you think about it, yeah, you're right, because there's a lapse of jumping year from year, and then I think on the first and on the second game of the Battlefront, it came on the Force Awakens, and the second one came out on the Last Jedi, and that was like a 2 year leap,
Yeah.
2 year gap, and people were totally disappointed because it was probably the same game with more microtransactions and new characters. That's it, and like we all know that EA don't actually release a lot of oh my gosh, Battlefield games every year, just like the Call of Duties, because I
Yeah.
think they were like a year yes, a year no, a year yes, something like that. It wasn't as constantly as Call of Duty like every year, and maybe that's why they just like Disney thought that that was a good idea for uh, EA having that rights, but I think Disney got tired of the backlash, and for them to make more money, they need to make good Star Wars games. Right now, we all know that the developers of the Division 1 and 2 are developing this new game of Star Wars. um, my thoughts on that. I'm not a fan of of that game.
No,
at
I'm
all.
not either, but they did put out a statement saying it's not going to be like that.
Of course, but
And the engine that's used for Division is
Yeah.
used in plenty of other things as
yeah,
well.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So, ha- gladly you point that out, because a lot of people are speculating that this is gonna be another Division or another Assassin's Creed like Star Wars, etc. But we do not know yet. This is just the beginning of an era. They have 3 years to announce it, because 3 years the contract of exclusivity for EA will be come to an end. But they just like, let's just put this right now. Let these developers develop these games from now on, and let's see on 2023 or 2024 we have a new Star Wars games from these developers. Who knows? Who knows? It's gonna be early, and just Disney just like, hey, we just don't want to do this contract anymore. um, this game looks more cooler than yours, and we just want to release it. And yeah, but I can see that EA will be like, we got competition now. So we gotta do good Star Wars games. So that's the thing that I really like, because competitions comes in the game, and you know, if competition is there, good games will arrive. Unlike freaking Battlefront, which was a trash game. Battlefront 2 also. But you know, competition is very very important, and I'm really glad that Disney make this move right now, because they should have done it earlier, but hey, it's better now than later on, and then we were going to have another Star Wars game later in the future on 2027. That ain't gonna happen. So, any other thoughts for you, Dan? What are your expectations, the future for this Lucasfilm games? What are your thoughts? The future.
Uh, I uh, I think that it's such a good move. You know, I'm repeating myself a lot.
It's
Look,
okay.
we can have our trepidations about
Yeah.
division and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's true. I don't care for the division, and but you know, and Bethesda, they release buggy games as
Yeah,
soon
they
as they
do.
come out.
Yeah, they do.
and they take their time in between
Yeah.
some things, even though they have franchises and stuff out. But I like to think, because I've seen behind the scenes stuff with Battlefront and Respawn Entertainment and stuff like that. At least there's gonna be like a massive Star Wars fan. There's got to be at least one,
Mm-hmm.
like in every single studio somewhere. I think you have this extra jolt of energy inside of you. If you're a game dev and you're handed the Star Wars name, that you're gonna put everything into it
Exactly.
to make up, to do your best.
Exactly the point. I mean, these developers will call Lucas directly, like, "Hey, Lucas, the lore. Tell me about the lore." And I hope they do that, because it's not just a movie license game, or just like, yeah, let's just rip off the sequels and let's make a movie about the sequels, or let's make the movie about the originals. No, go deep into the lore. We already seen that already. Let's still go deep into the old Republic, what happened before, whatever. Uh, Darth Plagueis. Go deep into the dark side. We haven't even have a game of the closest one was the what was that game? Oh, it had two game. Force Unleashed, was it?
Yeah, Force Unleashed.
I think that was the closest one about the having your character in the dark side. The closest one, but it didn't went quite there, because but
Yeah, well, Jedi Academy had a dark side path too.
right,
So
right.
that's my biggest hope out of it. You asked my
Yeah.
biggest hope. Raven
Yeah.
Software still exists today,
Mhm.
and they're stuck. I think they do some Call of Duty stuff, like they help out Treyarch or whoever.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm kind of confused at what they're up to now. What did they developed Singularity for the PlayStation 3, and then I don't know if they got to do much original stuff around that. I got to look up and check. But Raven Software are the people who developed Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy,
Right.
and they're still around. And if they were working on Call of Duty, I don't know. Shows how much I know, because I don't play any Call of Duty games.
Right.
But if they have, that means they gotta have some mad Call of Duty money to put into that budget for a new Jedi Knight game.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the sentiment I also see across the internet is just like, give us real KOTOR 3 already. Like,
Right.
because there's just people that just don't jive with the MMO. They wanted legitimate KOTOR 3. Obsidian, I think,
Mm-hmm.
is also who I want to have the license handed to, the Star Wars name handed to. Give another Star Wars game to Obsidian. Like, even if for some reason if there's something going on with KOTOR and there's like, things tied up with EA still managing the MMO and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's an issue there. At least let Obsidian, because they're still in the RPG game, man. They like still, uh, did the Outer Worlds and stuff like that,
Right.
which I loved, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the criticism against that so much, but they're still doing RPGs, with choices and complex and really fun systems. That's what I want. So I wanted to get handed off to those two devs specifically. I don't know if you can think of, like, you say Force Unleashed and stuff like that, and you want
Yeah,
that specific
exactly.
thing, but
Yeah.
like, um, is that your thing for you? Like, you really just want something that just goes dark side more? Like,
Exactly.
is there anything like more specific than that? You want an action game
Yeah.
that
Such an action game that have this the lore of the dark side and the
okay,
Sith, more of the Sith, because we it's not, this is why these developers need to go through Lucas directly, because this is his work, this is his universe that he created. So I just want to learn more about that dark side and all that, and why do they actually, from a Jedi, they turn, to the dark side, even though each Jedi has their own story. But we all know that the dark side is very powerful and all that. But I wanted to learn more. There should be a game that gets deep in deep with that type of stuff. Even though Disney is very light and all that, very PG. Hey, come on, Disney. Let's just get these developers the freedom, because I know that even on the Fallen Order, there were no decapitation or dismembering the clones, because they're humans. But the other stuff, you can like cut it off, and just like the droids were just cut off in half. Things like that. Like even
yeah,
even with that, like, oh man, it's just uh, Disney. So hopefully Disney changes its mind. You know, I think this is not the only Disney stuff that has rated R stuff, because they do have Deadpool in there. So hey, give these people some freedom on the Star Wars, and if it's the dark side, make it dark. If it's make it that deep, because we need that kind of stuff. Even though if we have a spin-off of Star Wars in a later future, a series that has that dark side lore, I'm up with it. But a video game would come up good, because it has more development in it, and it lasts
yep,
a lot more longer than just a series or a movie. I know Disney has that in mind, and Disney knows where the money comes from. So this is why they are making this move. So they realize that today entertainment, a lot of the entertainment comes from the video games. So hey, there's an opportunity. So those are my thoughts. They're very early. We're just speculating here. Let's just see how this goes on through all this year. We are still in a pandemic. We don't know what's gonna happen. Anything can happen. So let's just be happy with the news that it came up this week, and let's just wait and see. Anything else?
well, I think we summed it up pretty good.
All right, guys. This will be it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This has been Zarapunky.
And this has been Officer Dan. Thanks for listening.
See you guys later.